Imagine for a moment that every insecurity, hesitation, and moment of self-doubt you've ever experienced could vanish in an instant. Imagine the sensation of stepping into any room, any challenge, any conflict, carrying an invisible armor so strong that nothing and no one can penetrate it. What if I told you this is not some vague promise or distant fantasy, but a precise, practical transformation grounded in centuries-old wisdom, a formula for eradicating weakness instantly from your mind, body, and soul? This is the harsh, unvarnished truth Machiavelli laid bare. Weakness is your enemy, and it must be killed swiftly and without mercy. The question is, are you ready to face what that demands of you? Weakness is not merely a lack of strength. It is a multifaceted disease that infects your mind, your emotions, your habits, and your presence. It is the silent enemy lurking behind every missed opportunity, every failed relationship, and every unfulfilled ambition. Machiavelli's teachings reveal weakness as the ultimate vulnerability, one that invites ruin and ensures defeat unless it is identified, confronted, and eliminated with ruthless efficiency. The moment you refuse to tolerate weakness, you set yourself on a path where power is inevitable, because power can only exist where weakness is absent. The first battlefield in this war against weakness is your own mind. Here lies the root of every limitation and the source of your greatest victories. To eliminate weakness instantly, you must begin with brutal self-honesty. This means stripping away all excuses, denials, and comforting illusions. Look at yourself with cold eyes. Where do you falter? What fears hold you captive? Which habits have you allowed to control you rather than commanding them? Most men never do this because it is painful and uncomfortable. But pain is the currency of growth. Machiavelli knew that rulers who deluded themselves were doomed to fall. Only those who face their flaws squarely can begin to dismantle them. Weakness is fueled by emotional chaos. The average person is a prisoner to emotions. Anger that consumes them, envy that poisons their heart, guilt that chains them to the past, and fear that paralyzes their future. These emotional storms disrupt clear thinking and sabotage action. Machiavelli's advice to the prince was clear: master your emotions or be mastered by them. Instant elimination of weakness requires developing emotional detachment, not coldness, but a disciplined distance that lets you observe your feelings objectively and choose your response deliberately. When anger rises, do not unleash it blindly. Channel it as a tool or discard it altogether. When fear grips you, confront it as a calculated opponent, understanding its cause and dissolving its power. Your physical presence is a visible battlefield where weakness manifests in ways the mind alone cannot cover. A weak body signals a weak spirit. Machiavelli recognized that power is perceived through physical dominance. Posture, gaze, voice, and movement all broadcast strength or vulnerability before a single word is spoken. To destroy weakness, instantly cultivate a disciplined, commanding physicality. This is not vanity, it is strategic preparation for conflict. Strengthen your body through exercise, sharpen your gaze until it pierces doubt, lower your voice to command attention, and carry yourself with a posture that brooks no challenge. The weak slouch, avert eyes, and speak hesitantly. The strong own the space they occupy like a conqueror entering a throne room. Yet it is the mind where true power resides. Machiavelli's greatest insight was that the mind is the ultimate weapon and the final battlefield. Weakness is ignorance masquerading as innocence, hesitation dressed as caution, and passivity cloaked in comfort. To eliminate weakness, you must train your mind to think strategically, anticipate threats, calculate risks, and act decisively. The strong man's mind never wavers because he has preempted failure in his planning. He understands that waiting for perfect conditions is a luxury the weak indulge. The strong create conditions through action. Cultivate relentless intellectual discipline. Seek knowledge voraciously, and sharpen your ability to foresee and manipulate outcomes. This mental mastery transforms hesitation into conviction, uncertainty into power. Dependence is another fatal weakness Machiavelli warned against. The man who relies on others for approval, guidance, or security is already weakened because his fate is partially controlled by forces outside himself. Instant elimination of weakness demands fierce independence. Become self-reliant in every sense, financially, emotionally, intellectually. Trust your own judgment above all else. When you no longer require validation, you wield an unassailable confidence that intimidates and attracts. The chains of dependence are broken only by taking full responsibility for your life and refusing to outsource your power. Social weakness is the kind that most easily betrays us, for it lurks behind the desire to please, fear of rejection, and need for acceptance. The weak man compromises his values to avoid conflict, silences his truth to maintain peace, and hides his ambition to blend in. Machiavelli's prince knows that power requires the courage to stand alone if necessary, to act against popular opinion, and to speak uncomfortable truths without flinching. Social strength is born from detachment from approval, from fierce loyalty to your own vision, and from the willingness to walk away from those who do not serve your rise. Cultivate this social armor, and weakness will be pushed into the shadows. Moreover, weakness often masquerades as false humility and misplaced kindness. Society glamorizes being nice, but Machiavelli exposes this as a mask worn by the weak to hide fear of confrontation. Kindness without boundaries invites exploitation. To eliminate weakness, master the art of selective generosity. Be kind to those who earn it, ruthless to those who threaten your power. Empathy without strength is folly. True empathy includes the wisdom to protect yourself and the strength to enforce limits. This balance ensures you are neither a doormat nor a tyrant, but a force to be reckoned with. Decisiveness is the antidote to weakness born of hesitation. Machiavelli's rulers were swift and unyielding because indecision is the enemy's greatest ally. Instant elimination of weakness means training your mind and will to decide quickly, to act boldly, and to accept the consequences. No decision is perfect, but paralysis is fatal. Each decision you make carves a path of dominance through uncertainty. Even mistakes are victories because the confident recovery from error is itself a display of strength and mastery. Control of your narrative is a weapon too few understand. Weakness is amplified when others define who you are. Machiavelli taught that power depends as much on perception as on reality. To destroy weakness instantly, take command of your story. Control what you reveal, cultivate an image of unshakable competence, and wield silence as a shield. The less others know, the less they can exploit. Your narrative becomes armor, repelling attacks and drawing respect. Finally, resilience is the final frontier where weakness is truly annihilated. Life will batter you, test your limits, and seek to expose your faults. The strong endure, adapt, and emerge stronger. Machiavelli's timeless truth is that weakness can be transformed through persistent struggle and self-mastery. Pain and hardship are the forge in which unbreakable strength is forged. Do not seek to avoid difficulty. Embrace it. Use it as fuel for your relentless ascent. This is not a call for softness or delay. It is a summons to ruthless action. To instantly eliminate your weakness, start now. Be brutally honest with yourself, master your emotions, train your body, sharpen your mind, break dependence, cultivate social armor, balance kindness with ruthlessness, decide with speed, control your image, and build unbreakable resilience. Follow this path, and you will become a force that no weakness can touch. The world will respect you, fear you, and ultimately obey you. Weakness is a choice. Choose power instead.